I'm the Director of Teaching and Learning for Addison Central School District, and I'm really excited to welcome you to the evening performance of the Spring into the Arts. SITA is a biennial arts festival hosted by Addison Central School District in partnership with Middlebury College. All week, student artwork is on display at the Mahaney Arts Center on campus. If you haven't been there to check it out, please do. It's amazing. Artwork is also at local businesses and windows, and this year we have a special pop-up gallery at Bundle on Main Street. That features art from MUMS, the high school, and also the Hannaford Career Center. For 2 days, all day today and all day tomorrow, the Mahaney Arts Center on the college campus is hosting student musical and theatrical performances, along with arts workshops for students to dig into poetry, acting, map making, storytelling, and dance. Many, many, many people pitch in to make SITA possible. So this evening I want to thank the art and music teachers and band directors who go above and beyond to prepare students and share their work, to bring a whole district-wide band, 2 bands together for this performance. I want to thank the guest artists who share their talents with our students during the day, and the volunteers, many of them, who show up to support the Festival of the Arts Center. And most of all, I want to thank the students across the district and beyond from some of our local private schools who share their creativity and artistic talent in this celebration of the arts. I also want to acknowledge the SITA Steering Committee, who dedicate many hours to pull all of these pieces together. Shannon Bowler from the Mahaney Arts Center, who hosts us with great enthusiasm. Jill Burge from the school district, who does much of the quiet organization behind the scenes. And community volunteers Marnie Wood, Angela Coburn-Landis, and Stephanie Gallus, who carry institutional memory and long-standing community connections that keep SITA rooted in tradition as it evolves from year to year. And, though she expects no special thanks, I want to share our special gratitude for Sharon Kohler, SITA Steering Committee member, who, as a volunteer, is the de facto leader of the whole event. She's incredibly generous with her time, and as a fellow Steering Committee member said, Sharon's level of quiet efficiency and organizational skills allow us all to contribute to the success of this series of events. I know you'll enjoy this evening's performance by ACSD's elementary bands with local guest artist Tim Cummings, who will join them on whistle and Highland pipes. And please join us afterward for cake and lemonade. Thank you.
drum, please.
Good evening, everyone. It's been a great pleasure to share the stage with these wonderful children, great musicians, more to come. And I've been really grateful to have been invited to share my music and join forces with these guys. I'm going to take about 10 minutes or so, 10 or 15 minutes to talk about the instruments I play and how they're both related to what we have here with the band and how they're different. Can you all hear me okay? Yes? Okay. Great. As mentioned in the program, I play a few different instruments, mostly the bagpipes. I have two different kinds of bagpipes here this evening. What I was just playing just now with the flutes was something very closely related to the flutes, something called a whistle, sometimes called a penny whistle or a tin whistle or a Celtic whistle, but more often than not we just say whistle. And they come in different sizes. The size that's most familiar, most common, is this size. It's about the size of a piccolo. Have you guys seen a piccolo before? Do you know what the word piccolo means in Italian? It means mini. Is that mini? Yeah, it's pretty small. So it's about half the size of a flute, and so it's an octave higher. And we do a lot of things that the flutes do. We just blow air through, and the air gets cut by part of the instrument, and then vibrates inside the instrument to make the sound. And it has the characteristic quality of sound that a flute has. Many whistles, like the one I was just playing, are the same width inside at the top as they are at the bottom. There's cylindrical bore, so that contributes to a similar sound. But we have differences too. Many whistle players are bagpipers as well, and bagpipes have to do special things to their music because of the way they're made, and I'll explain that in a moment. But maybe first, I'll just give you a quick taste of what penny whistles are. Total ignorance with microphones. I think I turned it off for good. So can you hear me if I speak more loudly? Well enough, hopefully? Oh, thank you. So you heard things that sounded flute-like, piccolo-like, but there were some differences too. Did any of you flute players hear things that didn't sound normal to you? Things that you couldn't do on a flute maybe? Well, there are things you can do on a flute that I can't do on the whistle. You guys can change keys. You can play in almost any key that you want to if you master all of the little keys on your flute. I don't have any of those keys on my whistle. I just have bare holes. And so I have to do different things. And it also allows me to do things that are harder to do on a flute, like bending the pitch. Thank you. What color is that? The battery color. So the battery died, that was all. Could you all hear what I was just saying? Okay, so I was just demonstrating something a whistle can do, but flutes have a harder time doing. Just smearing the pitch, bending the pitch, because there are no keys. That's much easier to do. But one thing that flute players often do that whistle players don't do, have you ever tried playing with vibrato? You kind of waver the note with your breath a little bit. Sometimes you hear singers do that. Bagpipers and whistle players can't do that the normal way, or often don't. And we do something different with our fingers. So it sounds sort of like vibrato, but a little bit more feral, perhaps. And then another thing that we do, and these are all in common with pipers as well, is we play things called grace notes. And they make little blips and bleepy noises. And you guys know how to tongue, all of you wind players know how to tongue your instrument, right? To articulate a note or separate two notes. Bagpipes can't do that. And so people playing the whistle often don't do that either, and we just pretend to do it by playing really, really fast little notes in between the main notes. Fast, they're really short. So there are things we have in common and things where we're different. A lot of these things you can't do on a flute. They might just be harder, but again, you can play a lot more notes than I can and a lot more keys than I can. The other thing that all these instruments can do that I can't do on any of mine is you can change the volume. You can play louder, you can play softer. I'm either on or off, and that's it. So why don't I switch over to one of the bagpipes that I brought tonight. This is a set of, they're called Scottish small pipes. And to many of you, you might think, oh, aren't those the Irish uilleann pipes? And they're similar. that they are not the same thing. And this set of pipes is powered by bellows. So I'm not blowing into it with my breath or my lungs. I'm actually pumping air through bellows like you might see by a fireplace, pumping air into the bag. And the bag is the immediate source of air for the pipes, for the chanter and the drones that make the humming noise. And the chanter and drones have reeds in them. The chanter reed is like a bassoon or oboe reed, it's a double reed, and the drum reeds are like the reeds on a clarinet or saxophone. So you pump air into the bag, and then the air inside the bag goes through those pipes. And the goal for Scottish bagpipes, at least, is to keep the air pressure inside the bag exactly the same all of the time, which takes a little bit of practice. So I'll get those pipes out, and I'll just add that these pipes were made by an American in Portland, Maine, from plumwood, and also the chanter, it's lighter colored, was made from a hawthorn tree that we cut down in Moncton, in Addison County. And then there are pieces of deer and moose antler as decorative bits. So these are essentially New England bagpipes made by a New Englander and played by a new New Englander. And so with that in mind, I'm going to play a New England melody on them, one that I think is familiar to you, Simple Gifts, and go into a Quebecois tune called La Promeneuse. And all that. Could you hear the drones, the humming noise that never stops and never changes? It's also a very important part of the bagpipe. Question? You heard it. Awesome. You're right next to me. That helps, doesn't it? Hopefully it's not too loud. Well, the last instrument I have to share with you tonight is going to be pretty loud, so maybe I won't stand quite so close to these guys. They've heard it before already. You've heard it yesterday. And these are the Highland pipes. So these are the Scottish small pipes that are sort of a reinvention of an older, quieter instrument, quieter bagpipe from the lowlands. And I'll mention too that the bore on the inside, those of you who are interested in this sort of thing, the bore on the inside of the chanter, the hole, is also cylindrical, like the whistle, and like the flute, and like the clarinet. So it has a sort of mellower tone than instruments where the bore gets wider as it goes down. So the Highland pipes have a conical bore, it gets wider, which is like saxophones. So that changes the tone, it changes the octave that you hear it, and it changes the volume quite a bit too. So give me just a moment and I will get those pipes going and maybe a quick little tuning session, and I'll play something, I'll think of what I'm going to play for you in just a moment. So what I was just checking was the tuning of the individual notes. There's only 9 notes on Scottish bagpipes. So again, we can't change keys very easily. And I'm really glad that the pieces we're going to be sharing today are in the bagpipe-friendly keys. That helps a lot. But still, we use a different tuning system. So most of these instruments, pianos and the melodic percussion instruments, are equal tempered. Bagpipes use a different tuning system, so when you combine the two, sometimes things sound really out of tune. The band can be perfectly in tune with themselves, I can be in tune with myself, but we use a different system of tuning, and it can sound way out of tune. So, the way I can adjust that is with little pieces of tape on each hole of the chanter. Very technical, very advanced technology here. And just making the hole smaller makes them flatter. And so I can do adjustments. Tuning, I won't get it perfect tonight with the amount of time we have, but I'll try to get close. So right now I'm tuned as a bagpipe should be tuned. Maybe when we play in a minute, I'll have it a little closer to equal tempo. Oh, and maybe I will play Irish Air for you, and follow that with a Scottish march that is known not just in Scotland, but also Ireland, and in Quebec, and in Appalachia, and New England. It was a tune that was recorded over a century ago here, well, not recorded, but had been heard and played by some musicologists here in Vermont too. The tune is called The Battle of Waterloo. before I turn this back over to Sarah, I just want to thank Caitlin and Sarah and Kate and Sonia and Rob for their help in combining bagpipes with band and for their great work with all of these kids playing. It's been a real delight to be with them and share yesterday's rehearsal and this evening with them and all of you. Thanks very much once again.
before you, and I'm Sonia Koholvik, the Mary Hogan teacher. I'm not sure if Ms. Metcalf said so, but she's the Ripton, Cornwall, Salisbury, Weybridge dance teacher. And Mr. DeBruin is the middle school teacher, and he is going to conduct the last two.
just like in the real deal jazz band. So you're going to hear solos by 6 individuals. We've got Boogie Woogie Blues.
At this point, I believe the band one students are going to come join us for one last song. While they're doing that, how about one more round of applause for those soloist musicians? so much for coming out and listening to us. Thank you for supporting music in our schools. Please have a great night. Enjoy the rest of the festival.